in my darkest hour, when I cannot see the light, in my darkest starlit, is the sky with no moon to guide me. In my darkest I see that darkness has become my landscape. In my darkest hour, I'm searching for a way. In my darkest imparted is despair into every breath. In my darkest confess that I don't know if dawn will come. Everything is black and I cannot find my way. Everything is silent and I'm calling out for help. In my darkest yet, some spark remains within my soul. Darkest hour, God is closer than I know. Darkest hour, in my darkest hour, I'm crying out. Darkest hour, our God hears me even in the dark. In my darkest I see that light is still possible. Darkest hour, power exists even when I cannot see. In my darkest hour, is this where faith is tested? In my darkest tested, have I been to my very core? In my darkest I see that my foundation is being questioned. Oh, in my darkest hour, I'm holding on by thread. In my darkest dread fills every moment of this night. In my darkest confess that I'm afraid I cannot hold on. praise with me in this song. Darkest hour, light is near. God is here, calming fear. Where is the light? I cannot see the way. Where is fear of hope that pierces through the dark? Where is I see that blindness has consumed my vision? Where is the light? Every direction feels the same. Oh, where is fear of truth that breaks through this fog? Where is confess that I'm completely lost? Light searching, where is the light I need? Light searching, searching, am I on the edge of despair? Where is decree that I'm desperate to see? Light searching, I'm merging with the darkness if light doesn't come. The light exists beyond my perception. The light exists beyond my perception. Searching, merging with the darkness of not knowing where is I see the light is present even unseen. Light searching, I'm perching on faith that light will break through. Light searching, where is the light I need? Light searching, perching, am I on the edge of despair? Where is decree that I'm desperate to see? Light searching, I'm merging with the darkness if light doesn't God's praise my way, burning bright, lost in endless night. I cannot let does not under my weary feet. I cannot, I see that direction is completely gone. I cannot find my way. Every path feels wrong. I cannot let, nowhere seems to hold the truth. I cannot confess that I'm wandering without purpose. Lost without direction. I cannot find my way. Lost without salt. After am I by the God who knows? I cannot decree that being found is still possible. Lost without, I'm brought into the arms of one who sees. The path appears when God illuminates. Lost without salt, after by the one who knows my name. I cannot yet. He can guide me through this maze. Lost without, I'm brought to the place where light breaks through. Lost without direction. I cannot find my way. Lost without salt. After am I by the God who knows? I cannot decree that being found is still possible. Lost without, I'm brought into the arms of one who sees. Cannot find my way. God will find me. Everything feels hopeless. There's no reason to try. Everything collapses under the weight of despair. Everything I see, that collapse seems inevitable. Everything feels hopeless. Why do I keep holding on? Everything's darkens with each passing everything confess that hope seems like a fairy tale. Hopelessness rising, everything feels hopeless. Hopelessness rising, sizing up the situation brings only dread. Everything decree that hope exists beyond my sight. Hopelessness rising, I'm prizing what I cannot see, but still believe. When everything appears lost, God still loves. Hopelessness rising, sizing the situation differently than I do. Everything understand the God's perspective transcends circumstances. Hopelessness rising, I'm devising faith in what I cannot yet perceive. Hopelessness rising, everything feels hopeless. Hopelessness rising, sizing up the situation brings only dread. Everything decree that hope exists beyond my sight. Hopelessness rising, I'm prizing what I cannot see, but still believe. Hopeless, yet hope. God sees I can cope. I feel completely abandoned, alone in this night. I feel real is the silence that surrounds me. I feel, I see that solitude is suffocating. I feel completely abandoned. Where did you go? I feel real is my fear that you left me. I feel, confess that abandonment feels permanent. Abandoned feelings My faith is failing, doubt consumes my mind, my faith wrath of uncertainty assails my belief. My faith I see, that conviction is slipping away. My faith is failing, can I trust anymore? My faith wrath of questions undermines my foundation. My faith confess that belief feels impossible. My faith decree that belief persists despite doubt. Faith faltering, I'm faltering, yet still I hold to what I know. Faith I see, that certainty is not required for trust. Faith faltering, I'm calling out for the faith that transcends my faith is failing now. Faith faltering, altering is my perception of what's true. My faith decree that belief persists despite doubt. Faith faltering, I'm faltering, yet still I hold to what I know. Faith failing, yet holds belief strengthening. Will this darkness ever end? How much longer must I wait? Will this endless night stretch on forever? Will this I see that the darkness seems permanent. Will this darkness ever end? Is there dawn beyond this night? Will this question haunts me constantly? Will this confess that I'm afraid the answer is no? Darkness lasting. Will this darkness ever end? Darkness lasting, blasting away is the hope that dawn exists. Oh, will this decree that morning comes to every night? Darkness lasting, I'm casting my vote for the dawn. I believe it. Every darkness in history has given way to dawn. Darkness lasting, I'm lasting, because dawn always comes eventually. Will this I understand, that this too shall pass. Darkness lasting, I'm blasting through the night with hope of day. Darkness lasting. Will this darkness ever end? Darkness lasting, blasting away is the hope that dawn exists. Oh, will this decree that morning comes to every night? Darkness lasting, I'm casting my vote for the dawn. I believe it. Darkness ending, dawn comes, night releasing, day has won. I'm barely holding on, my grip is slipping fast. I'm barely failing, near the edge of complete breakdown. I'm barely, I see the collapse is imminent. I'm barely holding on. One more push and I'll break. I'm barely failing. Have I stretched beyond capacity? I'm barely confess that I don't know how much more I can take. Barely holding, I'm barely holding on. Barely holding, floating under the weight of everything. I'm barely decreeing that strength exists within weakness. Barely holding, I'm molding into something stronger through this. Strength is found when we admit we're weak. Strength is found when we admit we're weak. Barely holding, folding, brings me to the place where God can strengthen. I understand that weakness is where His power flows. Holding, I'm holding, because His strength sustains me. Barely holding, I'm barely holding on. Barely holding, folding under the weight of everything. I'm barely decreeing that strength exists within weakness. Barely holding, I'm molding into something stronger through this. Barely holding, yet held. Weakness breaking, strength unfelt. Help me through this night. I cannot do this alone. Help me out. Do I cry out for assistance? Help me, I see that isolation is unbearable. Help me through this night. Hold me when I fall. Help me, yeah, through the darkness for rescue. Help me confess that I need someone light sustains me too. Light breaks through, a crack appears in darkness. Light breaks, awakens. Does hope at the sight of illumination. Light breaks, I see that the darkness is not absolute. Light breaks through, faint but undeniable. Light breaks, awakens. Does my heart to the possibility? Light breaks, confess that the dawn is approaching. Light breaking, light breaks through the darkness. Light breaks. I'm finding my way home. Direction is becoming clear. I'm binding together all the broken pieces. I'm finding, I see that home is closer than I thought. I'm finding my way home. The path is illuminated now. I'm binding on my wounds as I move forward. I'm finding, confess that return is possible. Finding home, I'm finding my way home. Finding home, Lord, has the journey been but ending near? Oh, I'm finding, decree that belonging awaits me. Oh, finding home, I am strong because I'm walking toward home. Home is not a place but a presence. Finding home, Lord. Have I searched for this sanctuary? I've searched for this. If I'm finding, I understand that home is where God dwells. Finding home, I'm strong because I'm moving toward Him. I'm finding home, I'm finding my way home. Oh, finding home, Lord, has the journey been but ending years? Oh, I'm finding, decree that belonging awaits me. Oh, finding home, I'm strong because I'm walking toward home. Finding home, I'm near. God's presence drawing clear. In my darkest hour, God was there with me. In my darkest hour was darkest I see that the darkness held His presence. In my darkest hour, I discovered His light. In my darkest imparted was the strength I could not find. In my darkest confess that I was never truly alone. Darkest hour, but God was in my darkest hour. Darkest hour, power flowed through me in the night. In my darkest I see that light broke through completely. Darkest hour, God brought me through the darkest night. The darkness felt like it would never end. In my darkest starlit, yet was God in every moment. Darkest hour, power sustained me when I could not stand. I cried out and God heard me. In my darkest imparted was comfort I did not expect. Darkest hour, God showed me that I was not abandoned. The light came gradually at first. In my darkest starlit, then broke through in waves. Darkest hour, power grew as my faith increased. Now I testify that God is faithful. In my darkest starlit, now shines the light of His faithfulness. Darkest hour, God's power was evident all along. I was with you in your darkest hour. I saw every tear you cried. I heard every desperate prayer. I was present in the darkness. The darkness was not punishment. The darkness was not abandonment. The darkness was not permanent. I was with you all along. When you felt most alone, you were most known. When you felt most forgotten, you were most held. When you felt most abandoned, you were most loved. I was with you in the darkness. The light that is breaking through now is evidence of my faithfulness, is proof of my presence, is testimony to my power. Do not doubt what you experienced in darkness. Do not question whether I was there. Do not wonder if I abandoned you. I was there every single moment. The darkness served a purpose. The darkness refined your faith. The darkness deepened your trust. The darkness brought you closer to me. Now as you step into the light, know that I walked with you through. Every step was ordered by me. Every moment was held in my hands. The testimony you carry now is powerful beyond measure. Your story of darkness to light will transform those still in darkness. As you emerged from the night, you became a beacon for others. Your light shines brighter because you have known the darkness. Never forget the faithfulness that sustained you in the night. Never lose the gratitude that comes from rescue for others still in darkness. Your testimony is hope for others still questioning. Your faith is their strength. Walk now in the light, but remember the faithfulness that brought you through.